We recently bought an office trailer to convert into a storage building for our property. In the tour video, I showed you guys that the roof does leak a little bit and why it's leaking. It has 4 vents on the roof, and the seals around the vents are just old and cracked, and that's where the water's coming in. So I'm going to be resealing all the vent holes for today. And it's going to be a simple process. I'm going to bring up a scraper, we're going to scrape all the old mess off, we're going to wash it, and I'm going to be coating it and sealing the cracks with this. This is a roof patch that is made from a silicone product, and it's supposed to be very long lasting, super durable, and easy to use. So I'm just going to slather it over the cracks and hopefully no more water leaks. So that's what I'm working on today. I'm going to get up on the roof and start scraping. Well guys, the sun is getting too hot for the camera. I'm not gonna be able to film much more, but I'm gonna tell you right now that I'm seeing some bad things. This isn't as simple as I thought it was gonna be. So this roof vent is actually rotted through, and a simple roof patch isn't gonna fix it. So I think I have to unscrew this and take it off and see if I can find a replacement. Not ideal, but I'm gonna have to do it because I'll show you once I get it off. So give me a couple minutes and we'll be back. Well, I just got the roof vent off. It was simple to unscrew, but checked out right here what I was seeing. See that? Completely rotted through right there. When I was scraping it, I started going right through it and I said, oh no. So the metal is at end of life on this part, and luckily, when I opened it up, the roof was actually pretty good inside. None of the wood was rotted. It has a solid plywood sheathing under the metal, and there was no rot. There was water in it. It was damp, but it was solid. So, good news. I'm going to run inside, do some shopping, see if I can find one of these quickly. If not, I'll order one. But if I can get one quickly, I got to run out today, do some shopping. And seeing this, I'm going to go ahead and just consider taking all the roof vents off. I was having a thought about this. Picture it. We don't even want a bathroom, and 2 of those vents up there are bathroom vents. One of them is the ventilation fan to just blow the air outside like a bathroom fan, and the other one is the plumbing vent. Well, do we really need either? No. And I realized that the plumbing vent, the metal roof was actually starting to rust through around that flashing, so there's actually holes in the metal. I think I'm going to go ahead and pull both of those off, well, everything off, and hopefully do this before the rain comes, and if we have to, a temporary patch, but we can't leave stuff like that up there. Let's do it right. Let's hit this one. You can see these holes I found right here. See, the roof is starting to tear, so not good. What are these? Phillips screws? I think those are Phillips, and I don't think I'm going to be able to get those out. I'll bring a Phillips bit up. If not, bring a pry bar up. I don't know, guys. Not looking promising. Let's see if they pull out. Oh, this roof is rough anyway. Right here. Look it, guys, it's breaking right there at the rust spot. This is the right call. No going back. Yeah, a little soft over here. Yeah, there's a soft spot right here, but minimal damage. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna try to cut this out, and I need to find a patch. We need to patch this up with a new piece of metal. And this is steel, so we gotta find steel because we don't want dissimilar metals. Unfortunately, all I have is sheets of aluminum. I have to find a sheet of steel. I might be able to do that. And we're gonna cut this off. We'll just cut that down flush inside there. So I'll bring a saw up for that. Let's do the next vent. If I can find the screws, we'll try to get. I don't know. I'm making executive decisions right now to get rid of these vents. These are coming out clean. They look like drywall screws. I don't know why you'd use that in a roof, but they did the job. Bathroom fan. Creepy. We've been working on repairing some rot that was over here where an old bathroom used to be. But these roof leaks are turning out to be bigger than we expected. Let me show you the roof. So we got all the insulation pulled down and now we can actually see the underside of the roof, and I can't believe how massive that rotted spot is. Now we did get the floor and the wall all repaired. You can see my new wood. We did that in a previous video. But the ceiling is next. We are working our way from the ground up. This part might be tricky. Now the vent pipe, you can see it, it was right here. This is where the vent was, but what was happening was water was leaking into the flashing below, and it got under the metal roof. So there was a metal roof on top of this plywood. So the water was running down on top of the plywood between the metal, and it was basically running down the roof, collecting, rotting, pooling, and this is all just paper soft all the way. Yep. It's actually harder right around the hole than it is below it, because that's where the flashing was, and that's where the hole in the roof metal was, and it just got under there. So that's our task today, is try to figure out how to fix this. And what I think I'm going to start with is just getting rid of the rot so we can evaluate. Here's the problem. Like I said, we have a metal roof on top, and that metal roof is very well secured, and it's all one piece. This isn't like you can take off a little section. It's not a ribbed roof or something like that. It's a one-piece roof. We're going to develop a plan to get this wood out and get the new wood in under that roof without causing too much destruction. So I think I have a plan. I'm going to go ahead and start unscrewing this roof edge, get the gutter out of the way, and just see if I can lift up the edge of that roof without causing too much problems. So I wish I could take you guys up to show you what I was working on, but just because of where it is on the very edge of the roof, I can't get the camera up there with me. So you're just gonna have to trust me. I took the gutter off. It was just screwed on with a bunch of 1/4-inch hex screws. Took those off, popped the gutter off. Underneath it, the roof edge rolled down and was stapled along the fascia. So I pried all the staples out with a screwdriver. And so now the roof is fully unstapled, unscrewed, no gutter. And what I'm going to try to do is lift up the roof edge, just pry it up a little bit. My hope is that I'll be able to lift the edge of the roof enough to get a new piece of plywood under there. You can see, that's the roof edge. We can lift it up. Not much, but enough. Look how soft that is. I'm hoping that the wood is pushing that up enough that I'll just feel when I poke through. And hopefully I got enough space there that I won't hit the roof. Okay, well, we managed to get the ceiling torn down. That was a lot of work, but it worked. So here's the mess we made. Now previously, I left some rot up here in the rim because I thought it'd be too hard to get to. But now that I'm in this deep, I think I can fix it. So we're gonna go ahead, remove this outer siding panel, and I'm gonna cut out that fascia board also. Look at it. No point in leaving that. You can get that started. I just have to move the siding so I don't cut holes in it. That's it. Okay. I just got done cutting. I just got done cutting the top. So now we're going to try to tap it out. Not trying to dent the siding. I cut a new piece of wood to put up there, so let's see if we can wedge it in. Now these blocks of wood will go right on the face like this. I gotta hammer it in there. Let me remove a staple, but then we're gonna screw them all together, and that's what's gonna tie everything and lock it in place. We are getting closer to finishing this job. Just wanted to show you guys something I just made. These are 1x4s. I have 2 of them, and I actually cut them, you might be able to see, to the bow of the roof. So all I did was I put the wood up there and I used a pencil, I used a compass to describe the mark on it. So just draw a line following the roof contour, and then I cut it so that I can put these sistered onto the side of my trusses to support the new plywood that we'll be putting up on top of the roof. So a little quick thing I did, just a couple of curved pieces of wood. I think all the inside work is done and we're finally ready to get plywood installed, new sheathing on the roof. Now, luckily for me, we had some plywood laying around in our workshop that just got destroyed. This is a wall panel out of the workshop. So we're gonna recycle it and use it as roof sheathing because it's the right thickness. So I cut it to size and it should slide up in there. Remember, we opened up this roof edge. It might be tricky, but I'm going to try to slide it up in that crack and get it set in place. The hard part might be just getting the roof open.
Maybe I can push on one side.
I'm just in a bad position because the ladder is short and I'm like 2 under it.
Yeah. Alright. What are you doing?
Hope I didn't damage that.
Wow. You just take these off.
It's in all the way. It's hitting the plywood. I mean, that's good. We got it in. We got our panel in. It was a little bit of a struggle, but it worked. And after I got it in, I resealed the edge of the roof. So I put siding sealant all under the flange, and I actually used siding nails to tack the roof back on. We still have to screw the gutter back up, but I just want to get this siding back on before it gets too late. This has turned into such a long work day, and I didn't expect that. Some of these jobs, they don't seem like they're going to take that long, but they do. Now you might be wondering also about that panel. We have plywood up over those trusses, and you're wondering how we're going to secure it to the trusses, and the answer is we're not. It's just going to float there because I can't get on top to hook it down, and it doesn't matter that much because it's not going anywhere. I just want it for support so that if you step there, it has something structural under you and something that I can screw to, because we're going to be screwing patches to the roof to cover up the holes that are in the roof. And when we screw those patches in, that is going to tie those plywoods together, and it can't go anywhere. It's all held into the roof. So that's just how this system works. All right, we just finished up, got them all screwed back in. It's looking better.
Excellent.
We still have to put the gutters on. I'm not going to do it tonight because look how nasty these are. Let me see if I can show it in the lighting. Like, they're just really disgusting and crusty and chunky in here. And I feel like it's just going to be a lot easier to clean these out on the ground. So we're going to clean these up a little before we install them again. And I don't know when we'll do that, but we'll do that. Right now, the roof is better. Everything is sealed up. New plywood. We'll go inside and look at it from the inside. Well, guys, we are losing light. It's the end of the day. But check it out. Remember what we started with? Now we have a solid plywood roof panel. Looks a lot better. There's no rot. Fixed this whole top plate. You guys see this thing right here? I did that off camera. That's just a 2x4 laying flat on its side. And I ran it across next to that truss because the bottom of the truss was a little bit rotted and soft. And so I didn't have a way to connect it to the top plate. And I wanted to make sure it was secure. So what I did was I screwed a whole bunch of screws along that into that new 2x4, and I screwed the new 2x4 into the top plate. So now the truss can't go anywhere, and if we need to, like when we're installing the ceiling, if something feels soft, we have a nailer. It's just good. So we reinforced that truss. We got sisters on these two trusses. And now you guys can see why it made sense to do all this work before patching the roof. Normally you'd say fix the roof before fixing the inside because you don't want water to ruin everything new you're doing. But in this case, it was nice to work our way up to the problem so that we could fix all of that. If we just got up there and patched the roof, it would have been so much harder to do everything we just did.
Yeah.
So sometimes you just got to work on the whole project as a whole. That's all I got to say. I'll stop rambling. Okay, we're up on the roof, obviously. Well, now you guys can see my temporary patches. While I was doing the work on the inside, I wanted to make sure that just in case it rained, we didn't get flooded out. So what I did was cut some tie-back house wrap, put it over the opening, and use flashing tape. Now I got to try to get this off, and I hope it doesn't leave a big mess, but it should peel off. I just got done cleaning the roof, but I went up there with some cleaning solution and some fresh water, and we scrubbed down all around the openings, got it nice and clean so that we can put these patches down and have a good sealant adherent. I had to go find some metal that I could use to patch up this roof, and I found these galvanized sheets of metal, which are actually made for ductwork. Even though it's slightly thin for an average roof, it's about the same thickness as our roof, and it should work fine to patch up those holes. So we're going to be cutting up this galvanized sheet for roof patches. This is 36 by 24, so I'm going to cut it straight in half. We'll have two 18 by 24 patches, and they should work perfectly.
Anything. Around, a little bit. Just to take up that 90-degree.
Just a little round like that.
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and round these corners. I feel like it'll just lay flatter and look nicer and seal better. There we go. One patch ready to go. There. I'm happy with these so far, and I got them marked out now. I'm going to pre-drill them so that I just have an easier time on the roof. It's not ideal to be drilling into the ground. Okay.
Cool.
I'm going to go right over this. It's going to be a little bit of a hassle with all the screws. I really need a brush for this one. There. I don't want to get silicone all over my drill. But
Might have to.
waterproof pants, right?
Yeah. Chemically smell. That's what silicone does.
Yep. Let me just get it around everything. And I wouldn't do this, but I might do it this messy, but I don't have to worry about it being too messy because we are recoating the entire roof. And this is just the first step of sealing the roof, is doing the patches, and then the roof coating will go right over the top of all of this too. So we're gonna have a very secure roof when this is done, I hope. Well, that went really well. We got both those holes patched up, and I feel totally confident that it's not gonna leak. We used the Tropicool silicone roof sealant. It's actually a roof patch that I was using, and it's supposed to last basically forever. And it's 100% silicone patch. So it's basically just gobbing on mountains of silicone. And designed for a roof though. It's designed for this application. And with all that under the patch and over the patch, and then later on we're going to coat the whole roof. And we're going to be using the Tropicool roof sealant. And then I think we're going to have a roof that lasts a long, long time. It's a little bit pricey. It's the priciest roof finish that you can use. But we decided to just do it once and get it over with because all of the other ones have a limited lifespan. You know, the acrylic coatings last maybe 7 years, they say. The fibered aluminum, which we've used before, is debatable. It could last 7 years. It might last less than that. Could last more than that. We don't know. But we just want it done and over with. So we're going to try that. You might remember that we had more than those 2 holes that we're patching. Those were from the bathroom. But on the ends of the house, we also had air vents in our roof, I guess to let out heat and moisture. So we had to replace those because those were also bad, rusted through, leaking. I'm upgrading and I'm going a little bit overkill here. And I got these giant mushroom vents. These things are humongous, twice as large as the ones that came off. So These have a 14-inch opening. The old ones had an 8-inch opening, something like that. And the funny thing is that our roof is actually cut open for a 14-inch opening. The roof opening is a 14-inch square. Since we have that much cut open, might as well get a big vent, and that means we get an even bigger flange, and we can flange over past where the original vent was. It's going to give us more ceiling edge. It's going to put us on fresh wood, fresh metal, lots of ceiling space. Ceiling, not ceiling. And look at this. So basically what I'm doing right now is getting them ready. I took the cap, we have 2 of them. So I unscrewed the cap just so I can get in here, and I'm going to be pre-drilling holes around this flange just like we did the roof patches. I'm going to get holes all done up around these. I'll bring them up, get them on just the same way. Some of you guys might say, hey, if you guys know roofing, these are for shingled roofs, not metal roofs. True. But it should work just the same. It's a flat roof, we're screwing it down. No big deal. Sometimes you gotta just make stuff work. Not too much else to say about it, except for I hope they work, and I hope they don't let any water blow in. I was really trying to look for something a little more sealed up, but they should be fine. I mean, the water would have to go upwards to get in because the mushroom lid hangs down just below the rim of that inner sleeve. So hopefully it'll be okay. Let me get these measured out, marked out. I can't wait to get these on, and then our roof is watertight. We don't have to worry about the inside. I shouldn't have put that flashing tape on there because it's now I know a little bit of water leaks in the roof when I do that. Not much. It's okay because remember, this vent stays open. It's a nice hot day. That water, that moisture will evaporate
Very fast.
quickly.
It's like doing compound.
Yep. I want to just make sure I get a nice thick, a wide run of it all the way around.
Yep.
Just finished up this one. We didn't get carried away with the sealant on this one. Like I said, we're gonna have a roof coating sealed over everything, so it's fine. But we got a nice seal around all the edges. Now for the next part. I feel like I'm using this whole bucket up too fast.
There's a lot in there still.
Alright. I feel like that's good. Just trying to get it centered up on the roof over the cut hole. I feel like that's probably good. Look in here and see how good that cover is compared to the, even though these are so big, look how good it goes around that opening.
Perfect.
Let me unwrap this. We're about to fry some Chinese food in our wok. No, I'm kidding. These are done, so I'm gonna put the mushroom cap on and we're gonna get down out of the sun and say this job is finished. Finished.
Finished.
To get these screws in, bolts, whatever they are, and then we'll take the rest off. I have sockets, I have ratcheting wrenches, but of course I get the
Old school.
the slowest one possible.
Yeah.
Okay. There. Beautiful. I'm gonna go get the other one.
Okay.
Well, here we are. Done. Looks good. New vent, all sealed. I got a bubble in the roof metal right here. I don't know why. I don't know what's going on with that. I don't like it though. Done.